I'm also a team of one. I have the flexibility to be like, okay, I need to be this, I need to create this.
What would you advise to somebody or even to yourself at the beginning?
I have two contrasted answers. So first,
Alright, so hello everyone and welcome to our another Innovatology blog. Innovatology is one-stop shop to the latest tech and innovation, and we are trying to make people's life more efficient and also give them the tips and tricks from the world of technology and innovation. And I'm Marie, the CEO and founder of Innovatology, and I am here with beautiful Sophie Miller, who is also founder of Pretty Little Marketer. So Sophie, can you please tell our audience more about yourself, what your project is about, what your company is about, and where it all started actually?
well, yeah, thank you so much for having a really exciting chat with you. My name is Sophie. I'm the director of an online marketing community of signed internet for 1,000 companies in marketer, which didn't start as a big community. It didn't start as a business that started as a second-year student on her sofa with a overwhelming whirlwind of a spiral, wondering what I wanted to do when I graduated in it worst times. I started an Instagram account called @delf-development in June 2020, and 6 months in, I handled it for a second. A year in, I was freelancing. 3 years in, I quit freelancing to work on PLM full time. And now my business model looks like building a bit of a media company, I suppose. So I share content on social. I work as a content creator. I'm an event speaker, and I also have a community membership, which is kind of like my biggest project in Oregon as well. And my goal is to make social media simple and accessible for anyone who is in it.
So we have a quite similar niche. You just make the simpler social media and doing simpler technology and innovation. So that's great. And I also like how you are presenting Pretty Little Marketer on your website and your social media, that it's the community. That the community is really the heart of everything what you are doing. So can you tell us more about how the community can actually help with authentic brand? Because you have a really strong personal and also professional brand. I also like how you are really blending these two together, that you are still authentic self, but you also turned it into 100% business. So like how the community is helping the authentic brand.
I love community so much. I truly believe that one part of it changed my life. It opened the door to opportunities that I didn't know existed. When I was in cancer, a lot of my opportunities came to me. I didn't do much outbound, that I wasn't looking for leads. And it was because people would be in orderies or meetings, and it would come up like, hey, we need a marketing, need social media manager, do we know anyone? And there were people that I didn't know personally that I knew through the internet or followed my content, hoped that, yeah, I hear Sophie, we have to get in touch. And the same that happened there, like casting brand often happens for talking brands as well. If I love your product or I love your service, I'm going to advocate for it, and I would spread the message. And your community will those market do you, so you've got extra reach there. But also in that, there's nothing like people recommending you to other people. It is, as you said, it is the most authentic form of marketing, of word of mouth marketing. So there's someone else to be able to fly the flag of your brand, to take that in their own circles.
I really love it. Also, like how you said that, because then people, your followers, they feel that they are like your best friends, that they are living with you the journey that you are currently living in, etc. We also know that social media is a super crowded field. So like, what are the key strategies that actually helped you to somehow get on the spotlight? And we are also here in Semrush Spotlight Conference, and it's the first day with the workshops. So we have to speak about the spotlight. So wasn't it get out and really put your unique selling proposition out there, that it's different than what we already have on the market?
Yeah, I think it's mainly understanding the landscapes. And you're going to be learning about this shortly in our workshop today. We haven't gotten to it yet. But when I did my graduate research for my membership, there were so many memberships out there that were for marketers, so digital marketers or entrepreneurs. There was nothing specific as social media management or social media marketing. So sometimes it's as simple as getting out of your own head thinking that you know everything and actually discovering what you don't know. And just a simple Google, or today we've learned about using Semrush and how we can do audience research. So using the data that's available to you. And something that I really love to do, especially in the early days of channel, is seeking out other communities, seeking out other kind of business profiles, and find all the gaps, like this how to reason, but like how I've enjoyed it more, and how can I use that insight to almost yarn up with my own content. So I don't think, I know a lot of marketers do this can be on the head, introduce you as this kind of new USP, like just stamp out, but it's a continuous process of what are they doing, what's good, but where are they lacking, and how can I fill that and really not be afraid to do some overstep. And now especially be working more strictly. You know, if I was house there are boundaries, how what in Wednesday, there are limitations to the IP that. But don't be afraid to really stretch it and be meative, and obviously that's gonna look different everyone, eh? But don't be afraid to do what others see.
Yes. One time somebody told me that there are like two different poles, that either you are in your comfort zone or you are like totally like, you know, in the chaotic mode of like jumping into something new. And then there is like in between is when you're stretching that and this is where you're learning the most, like between the chaos and also the comfort zone. And I told to someone that I'm now in the really like stretching mode, because I embarked on the digital nomad journey recently and I'm stretching so much. But this is also like that you sometimes feel that there are like barriers, and that you should be stretching in this aspect and the field. Also, like when we are speaking about Semrush, do you somehow use this SEO tools for your social media? Because this was also why I signed up for this workshop. It's like how can I actually use the SEO for my social media? Because I'm not necessarily like usually using these tools like for my Instagram. It's rather for website, for blogs, etc. But how do you use it for your social media? Is there a way?
Yeah, absolutely. Some SEO tools are going to be very search heavy. They're going to be for Firefox. They're going to be most likely a Google or Safari. But by having a brief understanding of where you sit in the landscape. Earlier we had a look and you use Semrush for this, view trends, and some packet. Tagging it a keyword as we did tuning, social media marketing, technology updates, and using a tool that's going to give you a desktop. This is what people are looking for. This is what we do it next, and these they're released 30 aren't necessarily gonna mean that you can buy straight away what platforms. I know though that digital marketers are such an XY thing. Or when they ask this, they also ask it. How can I now use that on my social media content? Platform big tick for having credible SEO search on their social platforms. Typing a query in your search bar, it will come out with recommended searches as well. It's about collating data and using that to make the best decision you can.
And you are usually planning your content 1 month in advance, or how you are usually, because there is usually like the year, month and the week, but how do you usually do the content for yourself? Because the digital landscape is ever changing, and like the trends are really like on daily basis, like Instagram is releasing new features. So how are you managing to stay on the top of the social media and like the changing landscape?
So I'm really lucky that content is my full-time job. So I do what I do 5 days. So I have more time than most, which is like a vast kind of disclaimer here. The way you plan your calendar, like totally depends. There are plenty of like overall. Some people like to create an outline monthly and then create monthly, so it's all scheduled. For me, I create my content every Monday for the following week. So I'm only ever 1 week ahead of live posting, and that worked the best for my schedule. And as you said, a lot of sense in a year for reactors. I like to keep my content relevant and timely. I'm also a team of one. So I have the flexibility to be like, okay, I need to be this, I need to create this. If I was in a bigger team, I might have Microsoft book that or Gillian book that you just have time to get that. Okay, so it's about figuring out a lot that was going to work for you, but also your audience and your content as well. So there is no right or wrong. For me, it looks like every Monday the following week, I sketching my content so that it be fished out and I go get to host it. But there's no right or wrong, as you like to say.
Amazing. It's also really inspiring because I'm always hearing like, even from the beginning, you should not like do everything by yourself. But when, for example, I was working with some freelancers, I felt really far away from my own brand and from my own community. That like you really need to be like really close to reply to them, to the comments. So because it's like to be really close to your community, but still also the energy needs to be balanced. So how do you balance these two things together?
It's difficult. I think a lot of it comes down to how well you know your brand and how well you know your audience. So I know my brand, the goal is to make social media simple. I know that I want PLab to feel really fun. I want to instill confidence and I want it to feel young. I want to make marketing exciting and not a chore. But also I know my audience, I know my sellers. So if I marry goes to be that, it's almost thinking about like who do I want to be online and how do I want to be on. So when someone reads your post, you want to feel authoritative, you want to feel comforted in the way you write your copy and your captions or your comments, the fight is always, again, with an authority, friendly, fashionable. So a lot of it, as with everything, and I talk about this a lot, is back to the shop.
And I have a last question. So if somebody was to embark on a branding journey, so they want to like run their own personal brand, what would you advise them in this like big landscape of digital technologies and tools, and it's like super competitive when you are also looking at your journey back in 2020 and now like you have all of these experiences? What would you advise to somebody or even to yourself at the beginning?
Oh, I love this, and I have two like contrasted answers. So first is like going with this strategy. I had this build this morning, how for a year when in my business I had no strategy. And then when I did create one, everything brought CLA next, it got back, so my business was spirit. And that doesn't need like a 32K doctrine. It can be as simple as what do you want to be known for and who do you want to be known to. So using those two passions, they'll start before. On the opposite hand, however, I think when you hear this from marketers, it can be really hard not to get in your own head. You think I need a strategy, who am I audience, who am I persona, I need a content plan. And I got I don't want to say lucky, but I almost had like a naive confidence in the early days in that I didn't have a plan. So I was just figuring it out and I had confidence to just try new things. I wasn't like, oh, well, it doesn't fit my strategy, so I kept just it. I was just like, no, this is really fun, so I'm going to shower it today. And I learned from yesterday, so I'm going to make today's code better based on what I learned. So have a strategy, but also just go for it. I think the trick is to find like a hacky ground in the middle. So yeah, two kind of opposing answers, but the goal is to find like high space in between.
Love it. I thank you so much for this quick interview. I learned a lot already, and we are just halfway through. I learned that like it's not about the followings and the metrics, but about the community at the heart. And also, I like the rhetoric that it's not about like competition. Everybody is teaching you all the time about competition research, but it's about collaborations, which can even like boost more your engagement and can also like open doors somewhere where you even didn't imagine before. So thank you so much for this interview. And if you want to also see our day in a Semrush, either in the workshop or also the conference, which is day number 2 tomorrow, then watch the blog about the Semrush Spotlight in Amsterdam. I will see you next time. Bye.